You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Hey guys, my name is Crispin Pally, and I want to welcome you to Soggy Lake, Guntersville. This week on the show, I'm going to be in North Alabama on Guntersville Lake, Lake Guntersville, whatever you want to call it. It is a bass mecca. It's in northern Alabama. It's the largest lake in the state of Alabama. It's 75 miles long, and it is known throughout the nation as just an incredible bass fishery. I'm going to be with a good friend of mine who's a local here that I fished with several times. He expansive amount of knowledge on the lake, and we're going to go chase down largemouth bass on offshore grass lines. We're also going to get you some local fishing reports from your inside reporter and lots of other good info. So we're going to ease around, try to give this rain a chance to break, and while we do that, we're going to send you back to the FSN studios for your weekend planner.
This lunar forecast for the weekend is indicating fair conditions for both days on the water. Peak times in the morning are predicted to start at 7:30 on Saturday and 8:17 on Sunday, and the best evening activity should begin roughly around dusk. Expect the sun to rise at 6:53 and set at 8:09. And this weekend will feature a first quarter moon that is 50% illuminated. Stay with us. We've got fishing reports from across the area on the way. Plus, I'll return with catfishing expert Chad Ferguson for this week's Ask the Pro feature. Back in a bit.
Well, we've got a beautiful morning. We're on the Tennessee River. We're on Guntersville Lake. Just historically one of the best bass lakes in the country, and you know, it's known for big bass. It's known for a lot of bass. It's known for it's very prolific vegetation. It's a really neat fishery. Probably historically the best lake on the Tennessee River. I'm here with a really good friend of mine, Walt Roberts. Walt is a hammer on Guntersville. He's my ringer today. So what have we got to look forward to today, Walt?
Well, it sounds like I got a lot of pressure on me, but
no pressure, man. You just gotta get us 5 or 6 great big ones.
Yeah, I hope so. You know, it's been pretty good here. It is late in the summer, and fish are setting up pretty good. So we're gonna go out with some hard baits and see what we can do. Okay,
we're gonna go throw some crankbaits, some topwater, just some Strike King hard baits around. Try to get you some big fish. We're gonna send you some local fishing reports. We'll get lots of cool stuff happening today. Stay tuned.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lew's. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland. We know bass and crappie from heads to tails. Gulf Shores and Orange Beach, Alabama. Plan your fishing vacation and catch the details at orangebeach.com/fishing. And by Glacier Glove. Stay outdoors longer with our gloves, hats, and shades.
He got him a mouthful of a structure jig. What you got, Walt?
You know what? I don't know how big you are.
Is that on the 4.0?
4.0.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
He just wanted to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
Pick my 4.0 up.
It's the edge of this point. They get it set up on the edge of it good.
You got him?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out of your way. Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Oh! They're a little wild on me.
These fish on this, I hit spotlight just
That's good.
out of habit. So.
Yep.
These fish in this grass, where there's a lot of bait and a lot of oxygen, they do tend to be kind of wild sometimes.
Oh yeah. They're on the end of this point. It's a small one. They're getting the back hook. Of course, I don't catch the big ones. I catch the little one.
That's how it goes, man. That's how it just about always goes.
Lost the 2 good ones and got their offspring. We gonna get them though.
Look at that stinking 4.0 you got.
Look at
They
that.
don't have hardly any paint left on it.
Yeah, this one's caught a few here. There's some fish out there. That's a good one. Let me get out.
I don't think he's very big.
Oh, but he's one.
Picked that jig up, pulled it into a little old pile of grass down there, and he wasn't coming off, as you can see. He got him a mouthful of a structure jig. I don't even know what, there it is. You know, a lot of times on these little spots like this where you've got scattered grass, you can drag a jig around, swim a jig around, and when it hits a grass pile, kind of shake it, pop it out, and eat it. And that's exactly what just happened. I pulled it into a wad of grass. When I popped it out, he just loaded up on it. We're hunting big ones. We're into numbers. Numbers aren't bad. Big ones are better.
Hey folks, it's time for your Carolinas Report, this week brought to you by the Crazy Sister Marina. Remember, we're the leader in water sports along the Grand Strands. We have been for years. We can take care of anything you want to do on the water, and we do it the best. Come out and enjoy our new jump jam here. Bring the family out, go in the water, and enjoy a nice cool day in all this hot temperature. We can do that for you right here at Crazy Sister. Visit crazysister.com for more information. And let's talk about saltwater. Continue to talk about the Spanish Mackerel Derby coming up on August 25th. I'll tell you what, the Captain's Meet of the 24th is at the Mullet Hut, located on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet. Up for grabs, $10,000 for that $50 entry fee. You can find more information for Spanish Mackerel Derby on Facebook. Make sure you're on the Grand Strand. It's a great family-friendly tournament, and the fish are going to be here. Talking about the fish, king mackerel bite continues to be great. It's rare that we get to talk about it this time of the year when it's so hot, but the bite is incredible. Find schools of bait on the beach, find schools of bait on your live bottom areas. You'll have a good time right now. Big bluefish are a great bait to catch big fish. Find some bluefish, pull some Clark spoons on a planer, put those things in a live well, keep them good and lively, and go out and catch some great fish this time of the year. And the grouper bite is incredible. I've got friends that have never gone bottom fishing and are having some great success on those good live bottoms. I'm telling you, fluorocarbon is the trick. 50 to 80 pound fluorocarbon, and I prefer the 80. Get up there heavier, you're fishing along those sharp edges. You can produce some big grouper on those live bottom areas out in 80 to 110 foot of water this time of the year. This has been your Carolinas Report, and it's brought to you by the Crazy Sister Marina. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
There you go.
Called that one. And we should have kept a count today. That's what we should have done.
That's a spot.
That's a Kentucky. That ain't a bad Kentucky either.
No, that's pretty good.
These suckers right here now. Here, let's have a little education time. This is, I called it a Kentucky. Y'all don't call them Kentuckys, do you?
Spotted bass.
Spotted bass.
That's right.
Y'all don't like.
Hey, we don't talk about Kentucky.
Yeah, so in Alabama they call them spotted bass. Everywhere else they call them Kentuckys. Just, no, we won't tell them. We'll just act like we don't know the difference. But let me show you about a spotted bass. His coloration is a little bit different than a largemouth, but one of the easiest ways to tell is his jawbone does not extend past his eyeball. A largemouth can look like a spotted bass in color, but two distinct things. His jawbone, a spotted bass, will not extend past his eyeball. And if you can see right here, a true full-blooded spot has got a little patch on his tongue that's rough, feels kind of like Velcro. So that is a spotted bass. They are they're chunky little fish. They're very aggressive fish. They do get big in Alabama. Alabama has a strain called the Coosa River Spot.
That's right.
That they get big, like 5 and 6 pounders, right?
That's right, yep.
Hey boy, he thumped it. Look, he's a TV star.
It's a little better fish. A little better one. A little better.
Hey boy, he thumped it. Look, he's a TV star. That sucker right there is getting with it. Come here. A nice chunk, just a good solid, boy, you talking about hook good. I'm proud of myself on that one. Just a real pretty solid, just a keeper fish, nothing, you know, to write home about, but a darn good one I'm proud of. We're actually on the river channel, and what we're doing, there's a little cut in here. What we did, just run down here kind of looking at the map, and one of the cool things about Guntersville, I've said this, and I don't know if I've said this to you guys, but one of the cool things about it is if it looks good on a map, there's a lot of times there's fish on it. And this is just a place that's got a little bar right up to the river, some submerged grass. It's not topped out yet. Most of the Tennessee River, the fish really relate to offshore structure, but these fish will actually kind of leave the deeper ledges and get in that shallower grass as it starts to mature throughout the summer. And there's countless ways to catch them. I just caught that one on a piece of soft plastic, but I think Walt's throwing a jig, and I mean, it's a lot of fun. And like I say, I'm gonna say it again, it's a great place to come because they're so easy to find. Your Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama Fishing Report is brought to you by the Henry County Tourism Authority. You can find out tons of information about an awesome place at fishkentuckylake.com. Let's jump over to Mississippi real quick, and I'm gonna talk to you about a place called Bay Springs. It's a really neat little area known for big spotted bass early in the year, but right now they're catching a lot of bass in the 4-pound range offshore. Carolina rigs, Texas rigs, things of that nature. Humps and long, deep points and drop-offs. If you're around the Mississippi area and want to catch some good quality bass, Bay Springs is a good place to do that. In Tennessee, we're going to go to the eastern side of the state and talk about Watts Bar for a minute. The lower end of the lake is kicking out some big smallmouth and largemouth, but it's at night. The night fishing over there is really good right now. Big black spinner baits with Colorado blades, big 10-inch black and blue black worms, black and blue jigs, of course, and then topwater right at dark and right when it's getting light again. In West Tennessee, Reelfoot Lake. Man, that place has just been so good this year. Big bluegill bites still happening, and the catfish are biting too. Guys, it's awesome. This is a good place and good time to be here. We'd love to see you. God bless. At the heart of Kentucky Lake is a special place known as Paris, Tennessee. It's a place where fishing, hunting, dining, shopping, and family fun are all served with a side of Southern hospitality. We hope you'll join us soon and experience this world by the water.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide's new wireless and easy-to-use XI3. XI batteries powering the world forward. WAYPOINT Marine, the Gulf Coast's leading saltwater boating specialist. And Strike King, designed by the pros, fished by you.
That's a nice fish right there. It's a good, solid keeper.
Oh yeah. That was pushing 3.
Yeah.
Got me one.
Better one?
Can't tell, it's down there deep, but I believe he's a pretty good.
Looks like he's shaking his head like a good one. The suspense.
The biggest one I've had so far.
Oh yeah, that's a nice fish. That's a nice fish right there. It's a good, solid keeper.
Oh yeah. That was pushing 3.
Yeah. So here's the deal. We have, we've actually pulled out here and got on this road bed, and
We'll put this one back.
yeah, let's let him swim back. We've gotten on this road bed, kind of just some offshore structure. Well, everything we've been fishing's been grass, but this is a whole lot easier to fish for sure.
Yeah.
And it's deeper. This is
Yeah.
deeper than anything we fished all day.
Yeah, we're fishing 17 feet of water here.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
that's deep stuff.
and Guntersville is a lake where they're known for, they do school. They get in big wads of, you know, so you find a place offshore, much like anywhere on the Tennessee River, You know, there's a phenomenon that happens here where a lot of them leave the ledges and go to the grass.
That's right.
But there's also a contingency, a population of fish that probably just stay on this offshore stuff, the deeper stuff, all year.
Absolutely. Yeah, well, like this, we're kind of at the mouth of a creek, so it's a good migration spot for them. So no matter where they went, what time of the year, you know, fish will come out here and they'll stop here because bait gets on it. So
Right.
it's good.
Yeah, and that's the key. At the end of the day, whether you're fishing grass, rocks, road beds, whatever. Look at that. Oh, I missed him. I had one. My bait was in the water and one got a hold of it. The whole key is bait fish, forage fish.
That's
And with the exception of when they're on the bank spawning, I think the rest of the year it's all about the bait fish.
Oh, absolutely.
This portion of the show is brought to you by the state of Mississippi, where fishing fun is year-round and where the Mississippi Gulf Coast offers some of the best inshore angling and offshore adventures anywhere in the world. So start your next fishing adventure in the true South, Mississippi. Well, it's August and it's hot, but Georgia fishing is really hot too. I was talking to Captain Jack McGowan in Savannah, and he says the tarpon have showed up there at pretty good numbers. They're south of the inlet. They're around tide rips, sound areas, and river mouths. Look for bait pods and birds. These are big fish, great fun. Early in the morning it seems to be better, or late in the afternoon. But follow the bait and get on the rips, and you should be into tarpon around Savannah. In southeast Georgia, my friend Captain Tim Cutting on St. Simon's Island says August has been remarkably good fishing for a wide variety of fish. He's even catching triple tail around the crab trap floats, weed mats, rips, channel markers, that sort of thing. He had a client that caught a 14-pounder the other day using a float and a live shrimp. Tim also says that the trout fishing has been very good, plus sheepshead and flounder, plenty of small redfish inshore, and of course he says the tarpon are there thick. In Mississippi, it's amberjack season is open. Those fish are being caught in deep water, 80 feet or more. Josh Swinford and crew caught 9 amberjack and 15 red snapper to 20 pounds the other day. Inshore in Mississippi, the redfish are on fire in the bays and the bayous. The big bulls are south of the islands. If you just want to catch big fish, that's the place to go now along the coast of Mississippi for giant bull redfish. Well, that's it for the southeast coast. Get out in the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
A little better fish, Walt.
We'll make this
Hell, he ain't dude, they pull hard and they're deep, so it's kind of hard to tell, but that sucker's right there still pulling hard.
It's a little better fish.
A little better fish.
Oh, yeah. Keeper.
Yeah, good solid. Well, I tell you what we're gonna do, dude. I think we're gonna call it a day. You know, Guntersville is a famed big bass lake, and that's a nice fish anywhere, but that's not a big bass. And you know, normally in a day of fishing at Guntersville, you catch a handful that are 3 times that size.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But real life is some days you just don't catch big ones, and today's one of those days.
You can always watch our latest episode on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Catch up on past episodes by clicking the archive button and learn about fishing techniques and new gear at our how-to page. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter for new fishing videos every day. Simply search for Fox Sports Outdoors and click the like button on Facebook and follow button on Twitter. And watch a new episode every week on any device by downloading the free WAYPOINT TV app on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by NITRO Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made. Mercury Outboards, go boldly. And Lowrance and the new Hook 2, the world's easiest fish finder.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro question. This week, James asks, what are your best tips for catching catfish at night? For the answer, we asked catfishing expert Chad Ferguson.
One of my favorite ways to catch catfish at night is to anchor on shallow flats that are directly adjacent to deeper water. I like to put the boat on top of the shallow flats, anchor there, cast my baits onto the flats, but also cast onto the structure where it transitions from the deeper water onto the flats. When the sun goes down, you'll usually find catfish moving up onto these shallow flats, following the shad. And a lot of times they'll follow those transitions, chasing bait until they completely move up onto those flats. So targeting the flats and the structure where you transition from deep to shallow water is a great area to catch catfish at night, especially right when the sun's going down and a couple of hours after the sun goes down. Once the sun goes down completely, you can transition to just putting your baits onto the shallow flats and generally concentrating on those areas.
Thanks, Chad. If you have a question for one of the pros, visit our website, click on the Ask the Pro link, and send it in. Now, stay with us to see the latest Big Catch of the Week winner.
It's time for this week's Big Catch of the Week contest. This week's winner is Abigail LaFleur of Pass Christian, Mississippi, with a 26-pound red snapper she caught in the Gulf of Mexico off the Mississippi coast. To enter the contest, go to foxsportsoutdoors.com, click on the Big Catch of the Week box on the right side of the homepage, and follow the instructions to send in your big fish photo. You could have your big fish shown here on our show. Let me talk to you for a minute about the stuff you need to be successful out on Lake Guntersville and do what we did today. First off, if you come here during the summertime, I highly recommend an umbrella and a rain suit. The summer thunderstorms all throughout this region, they just pop up, and they are a welcome reprieve from the heat, but they will get you wet on a regular basis. But as far as the real fishing goes, the Strike King 4.0 square bill was the key to everything we did. We caught fish on about every bait imaginable, but that 4.0 square bill was kind of the tool to locate them with. It has a awesome action, but more importantly, it runs the perfect depth for kind of the grass edges on this lake. The 4.0 square bill, the KVD 4.0 is just a huge tool. Likewise, you cannot come here and run around and fish this area without a good set of maps. The mapping is so critical, and this boat, this NITRO boat that I'm running, has a Lowrance in it, and the Navionics chip is just the deal, and it maps Guntersville Lake great. Let me talk to you a second about stuff that matters. On our first stop this morning, we were getting the camera ready. I reached in my pocket, pulled up my phone, and the Facebook app was open, and there was one of those little memories from 2 years ago, and it was a picture of my little boy Fisher, and it was a picture of him standing in this wheat field, and I was vividly taken back to that time where he and I had gone out that day looking at duck blinds, and time just seems to fly by. And what I want to encourage you to do is don't waste opportunities. When you're out fishing, when you're hunting, when you're doing the things you enjoy, take your kids, take your sons, take your daughters, involve your wife, involve your friends, family, whatever. Because I tell you what, before you know it, you're looking at a picture of a memory, and it's a memory that you need to make count. That's stuff that matters. I want to thank you for hanging out with us today. We had a great time here on Lake Guntersville, and I hope you learned how to come out here and just catch a lot of bass on a lot of different baits. Barry will be back with you next week, so make sure you join us again. And until then, I'm Crispin Pally. God bless.